What's up, guys? Welcome to Superwise. I'm John, and the X-Men are inevitably coming to the MCU, and I couldn't be more excited. There were 3 superhero movies that served as my first exposure to these characters and these worlds. There was a multitude of animated series, shows, video games, comics that introduced me to these characters as well, but we're talking about movies. And the 3 superhero movies I watched as a kid that shaped me into who I am today is Superman the movie, Spider-Man 2002, and X-Men 2000. Just seeing superheroes have really cool superpowers, saving others, being heroic, looking cool while doing it, it was extremely inspirational as a kid and changed me. I grew up with those early Marvel legacy films. I was there for Iron Man back in 2008. Watching this groundbreaking, unprecedented universe that changed cinema forever back in its first phase was absolutely insane. I grew up and followed the journey of the Fox X-Men franchise, and it was great to see. There were some phenomenal, awesome, great films, and there were some mediocre to bad ones. Fox got a lot of things right about the X-Men. They did some great stuff, but they also did some not great stuff. They overlooked some things, and they could have done a better job in certain aspects. They got the struggle and the discrimination of the X-Men right. They tackled some darker, more mature subjects effectively. Fox also gave us some outstanding iterations of some of these characters. Wolverine, Hugh Jackman is perfect in the role. Yes, he's too tall, but he got the essence and the core of the character right. Nightcrawler in X2 specifically, I thought was really cool, a good portrayal, and that opening scene is still iconic and one of the best superhero movie entrances yet. Fox nailed everything with Professor X and Magneto. That relationship, that dynamic is phenomenal. Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen and James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender, they were all great all around. But Fox didn't get it all right, and that's where the MCU comes into play, because they have to pick up Fox's slack. They gotta improve upon the things Fox didn't do great with. I'm excited for the X-Men in the MCU. It's gonna be jarring, honestly, to see a new X-Men. It's gonna be a new universe. All of the iconic imagery that we've known for the past 20 years from the Foxverse is gone. We're starting new. That's exciting, to get a new, fresh vision. And I can't wait to see how they handle the X-Men. Feige started on the very first X-Men movie. He loves the X-Men, so you know he's gonna put love, effort, and care into this reboot. Now, how should Marvel Studios tackle these characters? How should they handle the X-Men? First off, I'm very interested and excited in seeing how the MCU introduces the X-Men, because they're now just recently being introduced. How are they going to do it? Is the X gene going to emerge in light of recent events due to, say, Endgame? Did the snap cause the X gene to emerge? Or have the mutants been in hiding all this time, a la Eternals? I don't know how they're going to do it. I'm very intrigued. But it has to be coherent and make sense within the universe. The handling of the characters is going to be very important, because I love a lot of the Fox X-Men movies. I mean, Logan, Disney's never going to top Logan. The Wolverine is a movie that's underrated. I think it's great. I love the Wolverine. But the Fox X-Men universe is mainly, for the most part, really the Logan universe. I love how much Wolverine we got in these movies. Every appearance was iconic, awesome, and it was a treat to see. But for the MCU, you really have to not over-rely on Wolverine and focus on the other characters. There are so many great characters that we never got to see in full in that Fox universe because they were so focused on Wolverine. Now, don't get me wrong, I want so much Wolverine in the MCU. I want to see these crossovers. I want to see him with the Avengers. I want him to be around for the long run, for sure. But for this first movie, it's very important that you establish the X-Men, these characters. How I would do it is I would save Wolverine for the sequel, build him up, really get audiences hyped for his inevitable appearance. Then have Wolverine in your sequels, have him with the team, all that great stuff. I would love build up and time for us to get to know the other X-Men characters before jumping right into Wolverine. Then once we do that, give me all the Wolverine. Give me the Wolverine movie. Give me the Wolverine TV show. Give me those appearances. Wolverine should not be the leader of the X-Men, not this early. Cyclops is the leader, and he did not get shown enough love in those Fox movies. He was underappreciated. The MCU has to bring him back. They have to make him the leader, really solidify him as this leader. I wanted to see so bad Channing Tatum's Gambit movie. I think he's such good casting, and he had a real love for this character. Obviously, it didn't happen, got scrapped by Disney after the acquisition. Bro, he never officially got cast. Redeem this. Get him for the MCU. Reboot Gambit and make him Gambit. I think this would be a great opportunity to fulfill what almost happened. I would love to see Gambit. Gambit deserves more screen time. He deserves a movie. Nightcrawler. I would love to see a TV show of Nightcrawler. You know, if Agatha Harkness can get her own show, then some of the X-Men can get their own shows too. So bottom line, make an X-Men movie. X-Men First Class is one of my all-time favorite comic book movies, and it's a true X-Men movie. We got that really funny cameo from Wolverine. It was like 5 seconds, but it was an X-Men movie, truly. It wasn't the Wolverine show. It focused mainly on Professor X and Magneto, but we got to learn about the other members, and it really felt like a team movie. We need that for the MCU. We need a team movie, and we've seen multiple times in the MCU they know how to do that. So that's very exciting. You got to get the character interactions right, especially Charles Xavier and Eric Lencher. You have to get that right. That's crucial to the MCU. The rivalry, the friendship of Professor X and Magneto. You gotta have that complex dialogue that separates them. That's as crucially important as Mr. Fantastic and Doctor Doom's upcoming presence. Marvel Studios always hits home when it comes to their casting, and they definitely gotta cast some great actors for Professor X and Magneto. You know, you could get unknowns, but in my mind I see Ralph Fiennes as Professor X. He would be perfect casting as Charles Xavier. And for Magneto, Daniel Craig. He's done his Bond. I think he would be able to deliver and perform a great Magneto. And having them together, they've already been alongside together in No Time to Die in the previous Bond films. I think they would have a great dynamic. And for Wolverine, it's my boy Taron Egerton. I think he would do a great job as a younger Wolverine. There was a trailer that released for the new Apple Plus TV series Blackbird. Taron Egerton starring in it. He has the black hair. He can do the American accent. I think he would crush it. Just absolutely crush it. I think he would nail every aspect to Wolverine. Of course, Hugh Jackman's going to be the GOAT, but I'm so excited to see a new Wolverine, a new actor take on the role, and I think Taron Egerton would provide something new. He wouldn't do a copycat of Hugh Jackman. He would do something new and fresh with the role. So that's my take on how the MCU should approach X-Men and Wolverine. I'm very excited. You know, I'm a little concerned because the Fox movies, they had a lot of high highs. Can Marvel Studios meet them? I'm pretty sure they can. Like, they won't top Logan, but as an X-Men film and giving a lot of these characters the justice they deserve, they're gonna do it. Hopefully. I have faith in them. D23 is coming up in September, so maybe a surprise announcement would be awesome. Who knows? We'll see. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Tell me in the comments down below, what do you guys want to see from the MCU X-Men? That'll be all for me. Remember my catchphrase, guys. Stay super wise.